Are you? Every week, Danny. This is what I'm dealing with. These two dummies right here.
Hello.
The nerve of him to call us dummies, and he can't even operate a computer.
Come on, man.
Who bought these headsets? Who bought this shit?
What are you doing, man?
Look for the R and the L,
Why
man.
do they keep flipping?
Because they flip. I don't know why they flip, but they flip.
They're
There,
stupid.
like that.
Okay.
Stop with that one. That's the wrong side. It's
Well,
right
good
and
thing
left.
We got it all recorded. So
Does it matter? Am I?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Doesn't
You're right.
No,
You're good.
Oh my goodness.
It don't matter.
All right. That's the best way to start a show.
All right.
Are we good? Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I also want to thank God, man.
Oh, that was some good stuff. Oh, we need to lead into that one. Don't edit that out, Di. This is another episode of the Astra Boys Sports Podcast, broadcasting you live right now. But then by the time you watch it, I don't know, we'll already be home and shit like with
It'll be
everybody
next
else.
year by the time you see it.
Probably. You know why? Because we're at the very end of the year. And we've already had our Christmases and for those you folks that don't say Christmases, you've had your holidays. We have the New Year's coming up, and which, by the way, I am the KC Waltz. Over here on my left is Joe Hooters. Over here on my right, the original TI. We have a special guest here today, straight from the Florida Keys. Is man, we got to make up a name for you,
Floresda.
Yeah, Mr. Floresda.
Mr. Floresda, Dan the man Flores. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you. Well, it's great to be here.
You know where the mic is at? I think we already went over this like 3 times. Can you say it again?
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I heard him that time.
Now I heard him.
Yeah.
Okay, so what say you, Joe? How was your Christmas so far?
It was pretty eventful, I guess. We did everything on Christmas Eve, and then went and watched that sorry ass game on Christmas Day.
I did not I felt like my tradition was not a traditional Christmas because the Chiefs game was right smack in the middle of the entire Christmas day, and it ruined Christmas like the Grinch would. But at least the Grinch came back and said, "Man, my bro, I fucked up. Let me give you your shit back." But Patrick Mahomes didn't do that. The Chiefs didn't do that.
Yeah. It'd been a lot better if it was like a night game, but it was like right in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't have,
You couldn't have
was
shit
weird.
in the morning. You couldn't have shit in the afterwards because it was like already late, whatever. Daniel, how do you spend yours?
I flew up from Florida. Got to spend it with my mom, my brother, his kids, family. It was fun. The Chiefs game was definitely a letdown, especially against the Raiders. There's no team I'd rather not lose to than them, but we're still alive. We'll still keep going forward. We're just gonna have to do it on the road, I think, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that. So the Astra Boys, Flacco also called us up and got us out of retirement. I pulled out my old Argentine Mustangs jersey, football jersey, number 41 right here. Joe, did you pull out yours?
number 22.
Ooh, the Harmon? Or is that...
that was Argentine Middle School.
Argentine Middle School. I was 41 for some reason.
Harmon, I was
Mustangs.
Harmon, I was 87.
T.I., you didn't play football, right?
I played no. I did not play in high school.
I played no. But, and then Daniel, you didn't play any sports, did you?
I played baseball and I was a debater.
Ooh, debate.
That's not a real sport, bro. Did you injure yourself?
Yeah,
Did you really train for that?
I injured some egos.
Oh, good
Ouch.
one, buddy.
Nice
Good one. I
comeback.
like
Nice
it.
comeback.
I like
Ouch.
it.
That was dumb.
Sitting in the hot seat over there.
Yeah, man.
And he came up with an okay line there.
So I had a pretty good career in my football career, and I played in Argentina. I played 1 game and a half and broke my leg in the second game.
Yes.
And then,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then after that, I stuck with basketball.
He broke his
Old
leg
Argentine.
on the first down marker.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
back when Waltz was taller than most of
I
his
bent
friends.
Yeah, I was dominating over y'all, man. I was so tall. I hit 5'9" like an
You were
early
taller.
age.
You were taller than Ken back then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, basketball
and
dominated
was about
everybody.
the same size at that time.
They come Harmon. Everybody kept on going. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get there.
Remember
apparently.
8th grade A team? Me and Walt sit the bench a lot.
Yeah.
Did
But
you
we-
tuck your rat tail into the football helmet once?
No, it stuck out. It stuck out.
Yeah.
They had to pull it because I was so fast. They had to pull it to tackle. me.
What position did you play?
I played halfback.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I was skinny as
I
fuck.
was like, I was like, wait a minute, why was you playing halfback?
I don't know. That's the only thing I was
Like,
comfortable with. Maybe I should have played like wide receiver. I think it would have lasted longer than fucking halfback.
Oh,
Get hit all the damn time.
I remember one game, basketball game at Argentine Middle School. It was actually at West Middle School. It was a away game. We went in for one play. We ran the inbounds play wrong. Or my teammates did. I ran it right. We came immediately out of the game, and that was it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. And then there was the B team, and that was Ken. And then this guy over
Ken
here.
was on the B team.
Are you talking about which school?
Argentine.
Oh, at Argentine?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we used to school you in the backyards. I don't know how that happened.
We're talking about real collegiate,
Yes.
real basketball games, bro.
Yeah, I think that's how.
I don't think you call middle school games collegiate.
No.
Yeah. Collegiate meaning like it's.
I don't think they knew how to assess talent back then.
I
But
think
they were
did.
looking at me. They were scouting.
They had
me.
Dwight Gibson playing over Joe Hoopman.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there
Dwight,
you go.
Dwight
That's-
Gibson was a hell of an athlete.
He
when
was a
young.
hell
He
of
was
an
okay.
athlete.
All right, not trying to take anything from him.
Danny
but-
Flores knows all about Dwight Gibson, huh?
Yeah, I had to face Dwight in baseball, and man, he would bring the smoke for sure.
No shit.
Was he left-handed?
He was not.
Does Dwight Gibson watch the show?
I'm going to say
I
no.
doubt it.
All right,
say
well,
no.
Never mind. I won't say it.
We were also both
Hi,
Sega
Dwight.
boys.
You're both what?
Sega boys.
Oh, the Sega. Yes. Sega's
Represent.
where it was at, man.
I think Sega was better than Nintendo.
I mean, I had a
Oh,
Sega.
that's a tough one, man.
No,
That's a tough
Sega
one.
had the bloodier games. Nintendo had the.
What do they have? Like
wussy-ass
Shinobi.
games
They had
and
like
shit.
Shinobi. What else did
They
they
had
have?
that
Well-
that little hedgehog thing.
I'll tell you,
Rockstar.
you,
Oh, that
didn't
game
have to.
sucks.
You didn't have to blow
Sonic.
into the Sega like you did the Nintendo all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dover, did you call it a Nintendo?
Nintendo.
Oh,
No, just Tendo.
Yeah, just Tendo.
Nintendo.
Does Tendo? Is that how you
Yeah,
say it?
T-E-N-D-O.
yeah, we just shorten it now.
Tendo.
No, I thought you said Nintendo at first. With I thought you dropped the N on the front.
Set-
Like, maybe it should be Nintendo. It sounds
set-
better.
Is it not
Sega
Nintendo?
had the more
Is there
graphic
no?
games.
Is there no N on Nintendo?
No, there is.
Okay.
No, but growing up, you called it Tendo, man.
I
Of
don't
course it's
remember anyone ever.
Nintendo.
Hold on. I've never called it Tendo growing up.
No,
Fuck
me
you.
neither, man. I never heard that.
You didn't grow up right there.
Oh, that's what they called it in your house.
Yeah, you
No,
didn't
it's
grow
a
up right.
Mexican thing.
That's how you
No.
say it in Spanish. Is that right, Danny? Is that how you say
I
Nintendo
can
in
see,
Spanish?
I can see them
I-
just calling it
That's
Nintendo.
no entiendo.
I always heard
No
that.
entiendo.
Right.
Ni entiendo. Which means I don't even understand.
What you guys sipping on? I'm sipping on Dickel.
I
You
got
know me and my
the-
Dickel. Well,
I got my Christmas present from my youngest daughter, Trissa.
Oh, she did good.
Yeah.
Pendleton whiskey.
ooh, she knows her whiskeys.
She actually bought me a gift that I get for free anyway.
Whiskey
so,
Rissy.
awesome.
Damn,
Love
Joe.
Okay.
Good thing she doesn't watch this show.
I know.
What
I know.
about you, T.I.? What you sipping
How do you
on?
think she got it? But
Right now. She
Yeah.
bought it. She bought it.
from a Nisa.
What are you sipping on,
Um,
T.I.?
Oh, Miller Lite.
Yippee.
Yeah.
And
I was-
Daniel, even worse.
Man, I'm low man on the totem pole.
We
I
got
got
some
offered
water.
a water.
All right.
It's probably just for the best. I got to keep my wits about me.
Monica, what do I think about people that don't drink? Don't trust them. All right, so man, okay, I guess we could just go ahead and move on to
Hit the button, bro.
oh,
Like, what are we moving on to here?
Man, we always have to start with the Chiefs, right? Gotta start with the Chiefs.
all right. So the last time we've had our our episodes, there's been a couple of games. I guess we're just going to go ahead and just try to recap the best we can and talk about it because, what was it? The Patriots that we beat, right? Kind of barely, sort of. And then this past weekend for Christmas, on Christmas Day, we played against the Las Vegas football team that we never mentioned their actual name here on this show. So we lost. We lost embarrassingly. They literally had, what is it, like 100 yards? I'm talking about the Las Vegas football team only had about maybe 100 yards total.
Well, I think
On
Aiden, the
offense.
quarterback, he only had like
McConnell?
96 yards. Yeah,
Yeah,
96
he didn't
yards
bust
passing.
100.
No, yeah.
No. He had, what, 96 yards passing.
They hit us on the ground though. They got, I think, Zamir White ran for about 145, 130 something.
But
I
they
think
never
he
scored a
did.
touchdown, did they?
I think they got one.
They got the one.
They had two defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
Two different. Okay. So if we were to take away those goofy ass 2 touchdowns, could we have won it? What would have been the score then?
What do we
It
have?
would've been
14,
what?
7?
No, actually 6
We had-
because they missed the point after.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I totally think we win the game. Their offense was stagnant pretty much the entire game. They got going a little bit there at the end, but I think all the good defense they were playing, all those sacks, the interceptions, that's going to fuel the fire for the offense. That fires up the entire team, right? So when you look at those two plays, those turnovers at in less than 10 seconds, they score 14 points. That is going to change how they feel. That sparks something in them. So had those two plays, had those not happened, to answer your question, no, I think we still roll them.
Yes.
And we beat them by 10 or more.
We beat ourselves. The Raiders didn't beat us. The Las Vegas football team didn't win. They didn't beat us. They got the W, but they didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. Patrick Mahomes, he literally lost the game for us on those two plays.
Well, even with those two plays, we still should have won because they didn't do jack shit.
Exactly.
Nope.
We lost ourselves. They didn't win. We lost.
So, Danny, what did you think about the game?
Well, I think we get a little too cute. I mean, the fumble came.
Yeah.
Who took the?
Was it Pacheco and
snap? Yeah, Pacheco.
The direct snap to Pacheco, and then he tried to hand it off to a quarterback, which is Patrick Mahomes, and then it was a goofy exchange, if you will. Why are we doing that so far back into our own side? Why not do the cute shit maybe a little bit further out?
Right. I didn't think about that, but that's a good point. Why were we doing that in our own end zone? Yeah, man.
It was the first play.
I will
They're
say
thinking, they won't expect it, but
I did love the fake punt, and I think Tommy Townsend's got to have the best gun of any punter in the NFL.
That was
Every
pretty
time
nice,
he's called
wasn't it?
upon,
Yeah.
he delivers.
That was a great target. I mean, the way he delivered it, and it was like only where that wide receiver can get it. Was it Blake Bell?
Great.
Yeah, it was nice. A nice play.
That was I did like that fake punt, but that exchange. I'm trying to picture what that play would have looked like if it was successful. So then direct snap to Pacheco. Pacheco hands it off to Patrick Mahomes as he running by. So then Patrick Mahomes has the ball. Mm-hmm. What does he do with it after that?
I mean, he's thrown it to someone who's running downfield. I mean, whoever it is.
And then think, or is it going to be another goofy little handoff?
No, I don't think so. I think he's looking for somebody deep downfield, and that's not there. It's a play.
Well, he's
action.
the quarterback, so
and
yeah.
then it's a play action pass back to Pacheco. I think he's running.
Or would it be so fucking cute to hand it off to a wide receiver to pass again?
I don't think so. I don't think this time that was going to happen.
I mean, I put nothing.
I'm just curious.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, just curiosity. So I mean, let's. I don't know. I don't even know what to break down. I don't know. You know what? It's been a long time that I actually cringe. I cringe when I see our offense going out there. The defense is awesome. And I see the offense going out. I'm like, what are they going to do now? Not like before the last 4 years. Like, oh, what are they going to do now? Now it's
the opposite, right?
What are they
like, I hope we're able to do something is what the thought is now. Versus how are we going to do it? It's going to happen. How are we going to do it? Used to be the thought, right? Now it's just like, can we do it?
Right. Now here's the problem. Our quarterback wide receiver relationship is broke. Like, it's obvious that Patrick don't trust nobody. They drop all. I mean, they tip passes up. They drop him. He's running off the field. Like, what?
So have you noticed that some of these routes that they're running, Patrick Mahomes actually waits for them to complete the entire route instead of anticipating where they're going to hook, where they're going to go, and throw the ball before they even turn. What he's doing is he's waiting so long because he has no trust in his wide receivers that he's actually throwing when the wide receiver runs the entire route, stops, waits, and does this. Then he throws it. That's not what he used to do. What he used to do before was he would wait, and as soon as before he knows that he's going to supposedly make a left or make a right at that pivot point, then he throws it, anticipating where he's going to go. He turns around, wide receiver turns around, and it's right in his hands. He's waiting too damn long, and that's why he's getting sacked. That's why he's running, because there's no trust.
Yeah, so to that point, right? So there was a play with Rashee Rice where Rashee Rice, they even said something about it in the game that he was like, don't worry about running the perfect route, right? And that's one of the things they mentioned. And what that is he ran to this spot and he literally stops. I don't know if you guys remember the play. And Patrick threw it as if he was going to keep running.
Yes.
Had he kept running,
yes,
he had an open lane. He had a guy trailing him. And had he kept, because Patrick anticipated it, Rice ran the perfect route. And as Joe said, so that relationship is a little bit broken. I think here's the thing about Patrick. Is he losing confidence in their receivers? I would say yes.
Yeah,
he has to trust them though, because he really has no other option but to trust them. So I think he's still going to trust them, but they got to start catching the damn ball. They got to start running through their routes when it makes sense. And like you said, they got to build that relationship. If it's like going to be extra practices, extra snaps, they got to do something. So
I think that it's a done deal this year. I mean, we have to. I mean, we have to do what we can. We'll get one home game. I think we'll win the division, and then whatever happens. I mean, can we catch fire? Yeah, but I think the relationship between receivers and quarterback is just going to be broken the rest of the
We
year.
have 2 games
I
left.
disagree.
2 games left, and by now we haven't caught fire.
So
It's not going
Right.
to happen.
Well, let me break something down for you guys real quick, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things we've noticed is we're struggling to get big plays down the field, right? So we are struggling to get big plays down the field. Our tackles are definitely having trouble with elite rushers, right? Now, if you think about something I was talking about a lot at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, and I haven't been saying it lately, is that how good Patrick Mahomes' footwork was. It was great in the beginning of the season. And actually what he's done over the last 3 weeks is he's kind of regressing back to some of the stuff he was doing back in his Texas Tech days, where he's actually dropping
He
back.
said that. He said that.
He's dropping back too far, right?
Yeah.
And so he's basically, if he would have just stayed up, he has a clean pocket. And I noticed in this last game, there was a couple of plays where we had two wide receivers that were wide open, and Patrick missed them because he's stepping back too far, which is inviting the rush, which is why he got sacked 5 times, right? So that when I look at it, he could fix that, right? So I feel encouraged that could be fixed. All the offside penalties that we're getting, we're starting from 3rd and forever. That makes it tough. That could be fixed, right? And then you got all these drop passes. It may not seem like it's going to be fixed, but again, those things, these could all be fixed, but it does have to be fixed here in the next 2 weeks.
Well,
So I believe we can
yeah.
still get it done.
So, like what you just said is what we've been saying every week.
It gets old. Every
I
week.
mean,
How many times do I have to say this, guys?
I-
Every
and
week,
I-
like,
I
what
do
am I
agree.
looking at?
I do agree with you that these are things that we can fix, but we're not.
I don't know what
fixing
I'm
them.
looking at out there, Daniel. So,
But it's not because the other players are more elite than us. That's
So-
the point I want to make.
Daniel,
Absolutely, I
Sky
agree with
Moore, McCole Hardman, and Kadarius Toney, 3 wide receivers, were out this past week. We thought maybe it would get better. What did you see out there? Was it an advancement, or what'd you think?
I think it's a lack of confidence. I don't think that they can fix the drop passes. At least not without a psychiatrist. I mean, we've got not only
It's in their head now, right?
Yeah, it's in their head. They're not confident that they're going to catch it, and Patrick's definitely not confident in these guys catching it either. I've never thought we'd get to this point where you can see the frustration on Patrick's face as soon as he goes to the sidelines. There's guys that are kind of glaring at each other. There's Travis Kelce spiking his helmet. There's just some stuff that
I want to get back to that.
yeah,
But
you never
so
saw before.
Richie James was out there. We had Rice, and then we had Mr. Watson, Jackson Heights' very own Mr. Watson.
He's falling off.
Yeah, big time.
So what did you think with that wide receiving core? Better, worse, or the same?
Man, it seemed well. I think Richie James had his problems at the beginning of the year, but I think he's one of the more reliable guys now. Rashee Rice and Richie James, that's where I'd like to see them going with it. I don't like going to MVS just because that guy's got feet for hands. And you seem to.
Do you like Hardman over MVS? Hardman?
You know, we've seen so little. I've seen so little of Hardman this
Yeah.
year.
He's
been
non-existent.
injured.
Yeah,
He's
Um,
non-existent.
And if you think back to like his first few years with us, he always had just an explosive play, but they had to script it for him. He never got open on his own,
Absolutely.
and he was always
point.
bound to make a mistake, like
And that's why he was a third receiver.
not looking. The ball would go whizzing right behind his head. He just doesn't have the telepathy that that Travis Kelce, kind of has, or that Tyreek had with Patrick.
So let's go back to the whole Travis Kelce slamming his helmet thing. Did you see what Andy Reid did?
Yeah, he went and grabbed
gave
his
him the
helmet.
old, that, and he gave him the shoulder bump.
Mm-hmm. He gave him the old "I love you, bro, but shut the fuck up" bump.
Yeah, I think that's what it
So
was, too.
Travis Kelce on their sideline got so frustrated he threw the crap out of his.
Do you know
helmet.
why he threw the helmet?
Well, he was frustrated.
So I heard the rumor is that he thought that that play that Tommy Gunn made, right? He thought that the referees weren't giving them that play, that they had said it was incomplete. So he had a premature.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He had a premature reaction to that play. He thought that they were getting screwed on it.
Okay. So then one of the trainers, whatever, grabbed the helmet, equipment manager, whatever. Somebody like me that would get paid, a little bit of money to.
Where's Travis? Give his
There you
helmet
go,
back.
Travis. Travis. Here, you dropped your helmet.
Yeah.
So he tried to give the helmet back. Andy Reid said, "Fuck
And then he
no!"
snatched that
Grabbed
shit,
that
didn't
shit out of the air and no. Put that shit back up. He's not going to get that until I fucking tell you he's going to get that shit. Then he goes up to Travis Kelce. He says all kinds of crap to him. Pretty much, grow the fuck up. And you know what I've noticed? Somebody said that, and it was a perfect word. How on the sideline we're just burning up. We're just exploding. Patrick Mahomes is exploding. Travis Kelce. Everybody's just getting so frustrated. We're flinching.
he? Yeah.
Boo. The opponents show up in our own backyard like, huh, and we're fucking flinching. We're showing them that we're pissed off. We're showing them on the sidelines that we're falling apart. We're bitching at each other. We're not trying. It's not even motivating anymore. We're kind of just bitching at each other and that's what they should be doing, but we're flinching.
So I could see, not throwing his helmet. I could see why if Travis Kelce thought that, I could see why he'd be so pissed off, because isn't that what's happened all year long? We make a great big play and then penalty.
Yeah, that is so.
how many times
It's
has that
more
happened?
understandable to see him that he threw us. But still, it's a stupid fucking thing to do. That helmet actually could have flew up and hit somebody. By the way,
Oh,
Like,
I was
on their
looking,
own-
thinking I'm going to get paid.
Like, on their own staff though. Like somebody up there on their own fucking team could have got hurt. Seriously, but anyways,
Yeah.
you get frustrated. Shit's gonna happen. It's a very volatile game.
So then Tony was out, Sky and then Hardman were out. Didn't make much of a difference. I didn't see that. Patrick Mahomes is not making very good decisions. Did you
Have you
see?
seen-
Did you see him when he was running out of bounds and instead of throwing the ball away, he just kept it and just lost a yard?
He's trying to. He's
Don't remember
he's in
that
his
one,
he's in his
but-
own head too. Like
Oh
Danny
yeah,
was
he's starting to
saying.
be.
Danny was saying we need a psychiatrist. For real, man. Everybody's in their head now.
That's not even a good
Everybody's pissed-
decision. He knew that he was going to get cut
Everyone's
off.
pissed
Don't
Everybody's
run out of bounds.
frustrated.
Just throw. You're going to lose it. And he lost a yard. And then he does the same damn thing. He rolls out and he does a horrible decision at the last minute because that wide receiver he's not working with you, bro. And he tried to force that one in. And what happens? They run it in for a touchdown. He's not, some of it is his fault too. But when he's rolling out, all the wide receivers in the past, which some of them are still on our lineup, they used to be able to, all right, let's fucking improvise. He needs help. I'll run over here. You run over there. It's like a backyard game, and he'll find you. He's stalling so much time before he gets out of bounds that he can maybe find you. But nobody's doing that shit. Nobody's running to get away from anybody.
There's no more fuck it Tyreek's down there somewhere.
Right, the fucking Tyreek down there somewhere was always a good little bell out play to have.
man. So this upcoming game, man. Do you see our injury list right now?
I know Tony's out. But
Tony's
we all knew that was
out,
going to be.
uh,
Who else?
So
else?
look,
The
L'Jarius Sneed is questionable.
Yeah.
Pacheco, Hardman, and CEH. So that's
Oh,
two
I don't want to lose
running
Clyde.
backs.
Hey, by the way, Clyde. What about fucking
He's been
Clyde
stepping up.
lately,
He's
dude?
been stepping up.
Like he's been looking
Mhm.
like the guy we drafted.
Yeah, I'll
but
give
what
him his
happens?
props.
What happens if Clyde and Pacheco don't play?
And
So
we don't.
McKinnon
And
and then
McKinnon's
the,
out. But
well,
wait,
there's that
McKinnon
kid
was out last
that-
week,
McKinnon's on IR.
so he's done.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know he was on
Yeah.
IR.
So it's like, who do we have after that?
Do we have two practice squads?
P Ryan and
Generic
P.
Prince.
Ryan.
That rookie kid.
what was it? Ingram.
Sam
Generic
J.
Prince.
Oh, Prince.
Prince.
Yep,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Prince.
Hey, throw him in there. Throw him in there. Next man up.
I mean, what's the difference? I mean, seriously. Bring up the practice squad. Let's see what happens.
I'm more worried about Snead not playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because that fucker Chase was talking shit. Talking about there's no Jalen Williams or what? Jalen what? Who? He said that we didn't have
The guy from Miami.
Yeah. He basically said he didn't see nothing that
Pretty
stands
much,
out
pretty
in our
much. Nobody can
secondary,
hold
is
us.
what he
There's no
said.
secondary. It's not like Ramsey.
Ramsey.
He might.
Yeah.
He may have
It's not
spoken
like
a
they
little.
had
said-
Ramsey over there. So
They
no
asked
respect.
him who stands out on the Chiefs defense. He's like, if I'm going to be honest, nothing.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he probably spoke too soon because I think he popped up on the injury report today as questionable.
Questionable because of the shoulder. He was limited practice, but
Ah,
he's still
so he
practicing.
probably-
He's
okay.
going to play.
Okay.
I think he also said something like he can't throw and catch the ball. I think he said something similar to that. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of shady. That's shady.
So he's talking shit against L'Jarius Sneed. Now, L'Jarius Sneed, man, that dude has been shutting all kinds of wide receivers down long, and that's been a quiet story compared to Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes struggles, but then everybody forgets that L'Jarius Sneed has been shutting down the opponent's favorite wide receivers.
So, I got a uh-oh. What was that?
It'll come back.
Okay. So I have a question.
Go hit record again.
There
As
it
long as
is.
it came back, okay.
Are we good? Okay. So I have a question for Danny. So here in Kansas City, Taylor Swift is a whole big deal,
I
right?
thought you was about to call her a whore.
No. But so in Tampa, is she getting that much? Like did the Chiefs get a lot of media coverage in Tampa?
They do, and I have a lot of friends in Tampa. They'll be posting stuff to my Facebook, all these Taylor Swift memes, and I've got to think that it is messing with Kelsey's head a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I think
I didn't
so.
want to talk about it. I figured it would be taboo. Let's stick
No.
to football, but
I'm going to have to disagree, but
They've made it part of football.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Danny.
no, I just think that it is messing with his mind. I mean, he was always a fiery player, but now it's like he's gone over to the dark side. I mean, you're seeing all sorts of like just negative outbursts from him. And I have to think that, part of it is, hey, there's a billionaire up in the club level that's looking down upon me right now.
Yeah, man.
It's
He
a
looks
little
like he's
pressure.
tired on the field
Yeah.
too. Sometimes
Yeah.
he's just like, man, I'm not in
It's
it.
not just him that looks
Yeah.
tired.
But here's the other thing too. Aren't the defenders probably using his relationship against him to get in his fucking head while
I
they're
can
on
say
the
that.
field?
Oh, I'm sure they're talking shit.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sure they're talking.
we
shit.
heard all the shit right with Elvis, right? He used to tell us about all the shit they would
Oh,
talk to
yeah,
each other.
man.
They'd talk about each other's mom, like anything they can do to get in their head. So you got to know that they are probably
Who the
just
hell's Elvis?
gaslighting him.
So Tony's talking about my man Elvis Patterson, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Giants and the Cowboys. We refereed with him. Coach Parcells called him Toast, which is not a good nickname when you're a quarterback.
Right.
But no,
Still
Elvis
got that
Patterson,
ring,
man.
though.
Yeah, he got 2 rings. He's a man, dude. Love Elvis.
Kelsey just needs to shake it off.
Yeah. If that's what's happening.
Good
Good one, Danny. Good
Oh,
one.
my goodness gracious. He came
Yeah,
out with that
Danny
one.
Flores is the
Walter
king.
just mad that he didn't
He's
come
the
up with
king
that
of the-
line.
of the
Bro,
witty-
I came
the
up with
witty
that
ones.
line like 2 years ago. Jeez. I mean,
Before they were even dating, you knew the joke before that even happened.
yeah, that's so cliche. I mean, come on, Florida. I mean, that's really laid back that you forget jokes.
Yes.
Yep. But more to the question I wanted to see with you, Danny, is like in like at Tampa, so in another whole city, are they making a big deal about Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs games all the time?
Constantly.
Oh, really?
Every conversation I have about the Chiefs in Florida, Taylor Swift is
that's
the
awful.
spotlight.
Yeah,
For
great.
That's
For sure.
terrible.
Is she going to be at this game? Is she not going to be there?
So I'm going to
Oh,
put my 2
man.
cents real quick. So they were talking about Andy Reid doing the commercials now, and but all that shit, all those commercials, they get recorded in the springtime. It has nothing to do with our football season. Okay, so that's one. For two,
And they come here to Kansas City to film his commercials.
yeah. So Taylor Swift has nothing to do because Travis Kelce still goes to the same practices. He still goes to the same film room. He still plays with the same players. I mean, mentally, maybe, but I don't think him looking up like, okay, I got my billionaire girlfriend
Hold
looking down at me. I'm gonna play better. No, he's not getting the ball thrown to him, and when he does, he's dropping his own shit. Everybody has fault. Everybody has fault, and it has nothing to do with outside
Disagree.
influences.
Well, if you want to talk
Disagree
about
with that.
on the field,
Well, go ahead.
No, here. Let me on the field football issues is Travis Kelce is getting double teamed because our wide receivers suck. They're like,
Yeah,
they're
and
like, we're going double
so it's-
Travis.
He got double teamed last year, though.
But I mean, we had other better receivers.
Yeah.
Now they're just like, fuck it, dude.
So then they'll go with the better receivers, and then
Now we-
eventually they have to let Travis go 1-on-1. But Travis knew where to get open, but they're still double teaming because there's nobody else that's a threat. But go ahead, Ti. What do you
No, I
disagree
would
on?
just say no. I definitely think having outside stuff could certainly interfere, right? So I'm not trying to tell him not to live his life, but I do wonder, right? Because he's going to these different events that he wouldn't have been going to before had he not been with her, right?
Like which one?
So he's gone to her concerts.
He went to
um,
one down there in
Argentina.
Bra-
he
Oh,
went
there you
to-
go.
Brazil?
He went out of the
Okay.
country.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
He went out
But
of
they
the
were on a
country.
break. Everybody
And
goes
then another one
leaves the country on a
but-
break.
So I do wonder. I really don't care, but it's just for topic, right?
No, you don't disagree. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think that's true for anybody, dude. I think that's true for anybody. Like what you
Absolutely.
have going on in your life outside of work can play a role. It doesn't play a role for everybody, but it might. That's all
So
I'm
Andy
saying.
Reid started doing commercials, and then Patrick Mahomes has 2 children, and then Travis Kelce has this billionaire wife of a girlfriend that's known literally. She's probably the most known person in the entire world. If you could tell me somebody else that's probably known more than her, tell me.
Probably Putin, Donald Trump,
Putin.
King John. Just being silly. But no, outside of them, yeah, there's
You said Kim
entertainment
Jong Un.
wise.
You want to say Kim Jong Un? How about you, Joe? Do you disagree, or she's the most popular person in the world right now?
If she's not the most popular, she's like top 5, right? For sure.
Oh, popular.
No.
Yeah, like people like them. Okay, that's
Yeah.
different.
No, the entire world. If you were to go
I thought
around the
you meant,
entire
like,
world
just
and ask
known.
every single person,
I say,
do
yeah.
you know Taylor Swift? Do you know Taylor Swift? Is there anybody else that would beat her out?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, tell me who.
I just named
Dan-
a couple
Dan-
of
You
people.
said Putin.
Yeah, I think most people in the world know who the hell he is.
Danny, do you have any input on this?
I think Waltz is right. I don't
Oh,
know
that had
if
to
there's
hurt.
anybody-
That had to hurt.
I do not like agreeing with Waltz, but no, he's right. And gosh, man, the spotlight that it's cast over and at Arrowhead Stadium, it's weighing on. It's weighing on.
It's like
Travis.
it's been
might be.
It's
I
been a
think it
blessing
is.
and it's been a curse. A blessing for economic reasons, for all our little small mom pop shops around here, and then the economy. I mean, when she came here with her tour, and then she started dating this dude over here that we know. Also, it's helped us out tremendously just because of her name. But then everybody else starts thinking, "Ooh, has it been a distraction?" No. It has not. What the fuck does Rice dropping his balls have to do with fucking Taylor Swift or Patrick Mahomes not making the right decisions or
Okay,
Andy
yeah.
Reid?
Okay, I
Then
get
the play calling. The play calling is
other
boring and it
players?
sucks.
Other players, I don't think it's a distraction, but to Travis, it could be a distraction.
There's one name we haven't mentioned yet, and we have to. Eric Bieniemy. Is he maybe not the difference? We've been talking about it, but
Every
finally,
episode.
finally,
My theory.
the sports media is now coming out and saying they're coming out and saying it now, right? Keyshawn Johnson, I think, came out and said, "I don't not that his words the best, but Keyshawn Johnson, I think Michael Irvin did. These other people are starting to recognize, like, hey, you know what? Maybe it was Eric Bieniemy that balance was good for the team.
There's good cop, bad cop.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Is that Andy Reid's kind of laid back and was like, hey, kind of whatever. But Eric Bieniemy is the one that held everyone accountable. Like, he didn't care who he was. I mean, he was in Patrick Mahomes' ass. They'd have arguments, blah blah blah.
But he held people accountable. This is what he did
Hold
with
on,
Shady.
Hold on. But everyone wants to talk shit on Matt Nagy. Well, he was our OC when we won our first Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, man. So I was like,
Forgot that
I was
fact.
like, but hey, he was
our second Super Bowl.
our second in team history, yes. But
I
Patrick
think-
Mahomes' first one.
I think Hank Strand was calling the play.
yeah.
But that was around the time where there was controversy where everybody
we
was
also
saying
had
that Andy
Tyreek.
Reid was calling the plays.
Not with
With
Nagy.
Nagy, yes.
But we
I
don't
mean-
know if that was ever true, though.
But I think it's true. With every OC, even with Doug Peterson, they're like, who really calls the plays? Who really calls the plays? It's been all his OCs has been like that. But I do think there's a point to be made that it was a good cop, bad cop. Obviously, Andy Reid loves being the good cop, and Eric Bieniemy, he loved being the bad cop.
So the plays that we've seen, the balls have been thrown in their hands almost perfectly, and they drop it. So I agree with you. I would agree with you to an extent that I have a play out there for you, and you drop it on your own. That has nothing to do with me for Nagy. But has the offense been vanilla? Daniel, has it been boring so far from what you've seen?
Well, they try to spice it up with their circus plays, but I think more so than Eric Bieniemy, it's just the lack of a leader at the wide receiver position. We had Tyreek Hill before last year. Juju, man, who knew that not having Juju was going to hurt us so
Right.
bad.
I had no
Right.
idea.
What do you
Had
think
no idea
about
how
all
important he
these
was.
penalties? What about all these penalties?
That's the biggest
Yeah.
kicker right now.
Yeah, that we're killing ourselves. I mean,
So speaking of the penalties, we're going to talk about the O line. What happened? I thought we had like one of the most elite O line in the beginning, and then little by little it started fading away.
Well,
But-
we're supposed to have the best center guard. Our
Yeah.
2 tackles were like,
Right. So that's what I was saying today. Somebody else had brought it up, and I'm thinking it's the front 3 that is still elite. It's the sides.
It's the sides that
that are struggling.
It's the tackles.
I still want that Joe name is struggling.
One on there.
Yeah.
Maybe
But it's
one.
such
maybe
a
one
long
day.
clip. I
Maybe
just
one
want the
Just the struggling part.
So the O line is struggling. It seems like Patrick Mahomes is just kind of running for his life, like Ti said in the text message. But I don't know if is he running for his life, or is he just trying to make a play that's not out there?
It's like he said, and he's called it out himself. Part of it is that he's actually stepping back too far when he needs to stay in the pocket sometimes, and so he's inviting that rush, and then he's just running for his life right away. So
I do feel
he's
like
inviting some of it.
yeah, I do feel like he's out of the pocket almost instantly, right? He's doing
He's stepping back too quick, and
well, but hold on. Do you think he's out of the pocket so quick because he's like he makes his reads like, man, no one's open.
I mean, you
That's what
can't
I'm
make
saying.
a
Because our
read,
receivers are not
like,
making they're
but-
not making separation. They're not
That's what I'm
making
saying.
anything.
So he's trying to
But he's
extend
been
the play.
stepping back instantly though. So I don't think so lately. I
Well,
just think that he's
now
regressing.
yeah, but no, but
His
now
footwork.
he's getting so like no one's open. It's like he's automatically like, I got to step back and start running like automatically.
see that.
He
I can see
automatically
that.
starts thinking that now because like that's how it's
Because
been.
before he got used to no one being open,
Yeah.
and then he feels like he has to get out and try to make a play. I can see that.
yeah, some of those sacks, it seems like they take 7 or 8 seconds to happen. I think it's just not getting guys open or not having faith that the guy that's covered, is going to anticipate the throw.
But it's like you said, it's like, yeah, they need more timing throws. I think Walt said it, right? They need more timing throws. Like, you know where they're going to be going, throw the ball before they get there on their route. And that's something
So
we
I
haven't
don't
been
know what it is now, but I know a few weeks ago we talked about how we had 2 receivers. It was Watson and I forget who, maybe Sky Moore had the worst out of like 90 receivers. They're like 90 and 88 on Yak.
Yeah.
Because they're not catching the ball open. They're catching it with someone on them, so they get tackled immediately.
And when we drafted Sky Moore, wasn't that his bread and butter was the yak? That's all the
Yeah,
highlight film.
man.
But he's playing North Dakota or Central Michigan or wherever. he
Right.
came from.
Right.
Yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
different ball game there.
Yeah, but
Oh, we didn't mention it, but man, we got negative 18 yards in the first quarter.
it was bad, bro.
That was like
Ever.
a terrible record to
Ever in
have.
history, right?
Yeah. I
Man,
think that's
so
the worst.
I went
ever.
to the game with a Raiders fan. It was rough, bro. It was rough.
Oh, dude, I was gonna tell you, Coach. He was like, "Hey, maybe we'll do and I'm glad we brought on a great guest, right?" But you had mentioned like, "Hey, we should get some guests for the end of year podcast," and I was thinking, "Oh, he's gonna want to bring this Raiders person on." But after that game, I was gonna be like, if he mentions that, I was like, we're gonna have to try to veto this. It's like, there ain't no damn Raiders fan. No Raiders guy was coming on this podcast after that game.
Las Vegas football team.
At least a couple weeks.
Mike Gomez, congratulations, buddy. You guys finally got a win.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Las Vegas football team. They would never mention their name on this podcast.
Damn.
All right, Daniel, any final thoughts on the Chiefs game? Anything coming up or anything?
I feel like we can still turn things around. I don't think that there's no team that we can't beat if we play our game. If we limit the mistakes, I'm not scared of Baltimore. I think we can beat them. But gosh, it's easier said than done.
Hey, we were supposed to be afraid of them the first time we beat them in the playoffs. We were supposed to be afraid of them then.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that.
Nobody's afraid of us right now. Go ahead, T.I. Anything else?
No, I really don't have anything else to say about the Chiefs. I feel like it's all been said.
Yeah.
I
Joe?
think we should win these last 2 games,
We
win
should.
the division again,
We should.
have a home playoff game, and man, let's see where it goes. Like, I mean, I know we've been saying this every week. Let's cut the turnovers, the penalties, and the drops. Those are so easy to fix, right? But we're not fixing them, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
See what happens. So are we going to talk about anything else NFL, or are we going to be moving on from?
Oh
the
no, let's talk
NFL?
about. We have to talk. There's a few
Yes.
things we want to talk about NFL. So
Let's
I
do
have a couple real quick ones.
Are we doing?
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
saving it for real quick, or
Not real quick,
no.
but no, this is just real quick about football. Like I just like Waddle is out, right?
He's out.
He's out. Stroud is in.
Stroud's in.
Danny, you have anybody else that's in or out?
Tyreek is questionable. I know for those guys out there playing fantasy football, that's going to be pretty huge, whether he plays or not.
Yeah, that's gonna be real huge.
Yeah.
I've got him on my team, so
Yeah, I
it's
know the
rough.
feeling.
I know Cooper's out.
Mari Cooper, that was awesome. I'm going against Richard in our what is it? Our Cactus League.
Never
Well,
heard
but
of
in
him.
2 leagues.
Oh, in 2 leagues, yes. But he only I wish he would have had him in both leagues, but hey, I'll take one. All right, so we was gonna say so
So
MVP
is this a
this
fantasy
year.
league thing or?
I mean, we started talking about it for a second, but let's go to this.
Well, Joe
subject
brought
real
it up. I
quick.
wasn't
Well,
sure.
I had a couple players important players.
go
I
ahead,
knew that
sorry.
was in or out. So I was like, since we're talking about football, NFL, let's go ahead and throw those out.
So for
So
this
we
year,
call it who's in and out.
who's in and out?
Who's in and out? Let's do it.
Okay, we'll start doing that each week.
Danny, do you have anybody in and out? Anybody in and out?
Gosh, no.
No.
I'm not.
So far, so
No.
good.
I'm failing as a guest.
Gosh
I'm
darn.
sorry. I should have done my homework.
Yeah.
No, but for let's talk about the MVP race this year, right? Who is your MVP right now in the NFL? If they were to have to crown somebody right now, I have 2 people. I have 2 people that I think are deserving of it.
I think Lamar's got to be in the conversation.
He's definitely in the
You
conversation.
know what? If
and-
Tyreek would not have got hurt, I'd be like, he's the front runner.
Oh,
Yeah, because
I don't
it's
know
like
about
every
that.
time he's
Maybe.
out, they're terrible. But every time when he's in, they kick ass.
Because if he wouldn't have got hurt, he was on pace to be over 2,000 yards.
That'd been amazing.
All
What-
this
what-
and that.
But yeah, so
But
him-
what quarterback is throwing? Hey, I'm great this year. No one.
Regardless, so it's
Yeah.
always a quarterback.
It's usually a quarterback, right?
This is the one year that Tyreek Hill had a chance if he
But-
wouldn't have got hurt.
What about Christian McCaffrey? Does Christian McCaffrey potentially have a chance? I mean, that guy reception yards. He
does have good numbers.
He
What
is
sucks about
carrying
that-
that entire football.
well, he's not
team's
carrying it
off-
because
the offense. He's
They
carrying
have
the
other
offense.
weapons. They have Debo Samuel.
Oh,
They have
I do.
Yeah, they have the tight end, and they have the other wide receiver, the Ayuk. So they have a lot of weapons. That's the only thing that sucks about it. I agree with you. He does balance it out, but man, if next
But-
man up, and then they still have.
But they only have an average quarterback.
But I do think it's
I
going to
wouldn't
be
call him
Lamar.
average.
I just wanted
I
to
think
think
he
of
would be
somebody.
yeah, I think he's above average.
Nah, I call him average.
I
man.
think it's
I
a
think
little
he's
bit
above
above average.
Maybe a little bit, but
Debo Samuel's not going to like hearing you say that. He actually called out some people that have been trying to say that Brock Purdy is this game manager, and so Debo Samuel got all salty
Hey,
about
put
it.
Patrick Mahomes on the 49ers.
Yeah, you see a little bit of it.
That shit would be, man, that'd be ridiculous.
Is there
Oh
anybody that
man,
would
for
be
him to have those weapons.
Flacco at comeback player of the year?
Oh, dude.
So that's what I had
You
on my
know-
real quick.
Well, he's only played
Not
with
bad.
a handful of games, right?
Mhm.
But man, he's off the couch and he's out there fucking throwing bombs. And
When did he win the Super Bowl? Like 13 years ago?
Yeah.
a long time ago.
what was he doing? What was it?
They beat the who did they beat?
It was the Ravens. I don't know.
The Cardinal or the Rams?
But I remember
Well, they beat the Ravens to get there.
a couple weeks ago.
Or he was on the Ravens.
The
Never
Rams.
mind.
a couple weeks ago when they had a game where they were going back and forth. I forget who it was against. I kept on texting the group like, "Oh, Flacco magic,
Yeah.
Flacco magic." I was like,
Joe
This dude-
Flacco literally got off his couch. The whole Monday quarterback, that was him. The whole quarterback couch, that was him. Literally, they pulled him off the couch and like, hey, can you come and help us out? Man, yeah, I guess. I kind of been keeping him in shape, whatever, football shape as far as throwing the ball around. This dude came back and looked like not even the Joe Flacco that I remembered had sucked for all those years, except for that one Super Bowl run. And he was just average. It was his defense that won that Super Bowl, not
Yeah,
him. It was his defense that did that. He just did enough. That's what I'm hoping that the Chiefs would do. The Chiefs would just do enough offensively that our defense would win this Super Bowl just to get past this fucking year. But he is looking really good. Oh, over 300 yards and 3 and 4 touchdowns.
I mean, he does have some weapons.
a
though.
game.
So
He did it without Cooper this week
Dude.
against a tough defense.
He's got a
Uh-huh.
great defense. He's got a badass running backs. He's got wide receivers all over the place, and tight ends. And he was placed in the position as, here you go. I don't know what's going to happen. Just do your best. He's like, fuck it. I got all kinds of weapons. Let me just do my. And he is. Did you see those throws that he's been heaving up? And the wide receivers like, hey, I can get it. Not ours, but yeah.
I was thinking that when I was watching, I was like, man, it'd be nice when Patrick used to have that. It's like he's able to throw the balls for his guys to go up and get it and make a play. Whereas with Patrick, he needs the guy to be open to make the play. Justin Watson was making some plays for us in the beginning of the season, but it's been too far.
I mean,
too far and few
Mr.
in
Watson.
between. But I want to say
After-
something real quick before we get off the subject. For comeback player of the year, I wanted to agree with you on Flacco, but for me, it's actually Brees Hall.
Okay.
Brees Hall had the torn ACL last year as a rookie. He came back and he's going to finish as a top 10 running back, potentially top 5.
I don't think you can get a second-year player who went out really early his rookie year. And I mean, what success did he ever really have? I don't know.
Oh, he was on fire his rookie year,
right,
actually.
For
Yeah.
4 games.
Let me give
For,
you the let me give you the
5 games.
DraftKings
That one
NFL
month?
odds of the
All right,
comeback
that
player
might
of
have
the
a
year.
good,
I wanna
might
hear
be a
that. I
good
wanna hear
point there,
that.
Daniel.
I
So
wanna
the
hear that.
DraftKings NFL odds comeback player of the year is Hamlin at -150,
No, 'cause he's barely played. He's
Yeah,
been-
DeMar Hamlin.
and
Sorry.
it's
Team.
Flacco
He's been inactive half the
at
game.
plus 100. I am going to go with Flacco because there's
Yeah,
no
Flacco.
fucking way. I look.
Those are the
Other
only
than the
2 they had
Chiefs-
on there.
That's it. The highest. But other than the Chiefs, I love the Browns. I've always loved the Browns as the
Guess I'll go
whole,
Flacco.
you
I
know,
like the dog pound thing.
yeah,
that's
man.
cool,
It just
cool,
kind of
yeah.
reminds us of us. We've been
and
through
it's
shitty years.
It's Schottenheimer's old team, man. I got a little bit of love for them for
And
that.
for some reason, I feel like Kansas City is more of like a Browns kind of a
Fan
city
base.
too.
Well, back when we didn't have a good football team, I think we were very comparable to their fan base.
Yeah, shout out to the Quaff. They're a huge fan of the Brownies too. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's ridiculous, though, to have Hamlin as the leader. I mean,
He's been inactive most of the games,
know,
I
right?
don't want to sound like
Hey.
a dick. I'm glad that.
No, but
he's doing all
seriously,
right.
yeah, we're glad he's doing all right. But look,
the guy died
this
last
isn't-
year. He died, and he came back to play this year. So that's pretty tough.
Mhm.
But Joe
That
Flacco
is pretty tough.
came back from his living room watching football with his kids, and he's leading. Now the Browns have double-digit wins, and he's leading them to the fucking playoffs.
He's making them look like a Super Bowl potential contender, right? Where
Yeah,
nobody
they look-
was talking about them as contenders before Joe Flacco showed
Dude,
up.
they look dangerous. They got 10 wins now, and they look dangerous. They look like
Dude,
a team like
Njoku
having fun.
Is
In the
Njoku not the best offensive tight end this year?
I think so.
He was.
I think,
he is.
He's been
He-
tight. He's been.
Yeah.
He is right now.
yeah, they have an interaction between him and a young fan that he was giving an autograph to. It was a nice little interaction. He grabs the kid like, "We're going
Yeah,
to the playoffs."
I seen that, man.
You know?
I
It's
love.
sweet.
Yeah, I loved how they were
I
interacting
love
with
those
the fans
stories
after
like that.
Yep.
Not little dickheads like Debo Samuel.
Debo.
And the Browns are doing it in the toughest division. Man, I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, with the
doormat.
Ravens and
These are not your daddy's Browns.
not your daddy's Browns. So let's go ahead and end the NFL with
Hold on. Go ahead.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay. And then we'll talk about
False.
Rashad Mendenhall.
Beard.
Fun little subject.
Okay, let's go Rashad first. I don't know. what
Okay.
let's go.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
You didn't hear this one, huh? So,
Yes.
Rashad Mendenhall had I would say a racist tweet that he put out, right? Oh, let me get one of those bad boys. Dude, I've been wanting one for the last 10 minutes, but I thought they was all the way over there. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna wait because we're talking about shit I wanted to talk about. So Rashad Mendenhall.
Was he the one that was the white versus the black teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what he said. He says, I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Hope he's not talking about us. Y'all not even good
I'm
at
not
football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with all black versus all white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT. And so I was like, oh, so his way of saying he's better than whoever our favorite white player would be or anyone's favorite white player would be, right? Here's my thing. He did try to apologize, and his apology sucked because he says
Because he didn't want to apologize.
right. He says, did not intend to lessen my white football brothers, but honestly, they know that. Oh, okay.
So he whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, bro. Come on, man.
What the fuck you doing, Rashad? You played with white people, bro. Like, come on, man.
You know, they say that like sports is like one of the things that where like race doesn't play a big part. Like if you're on a team, it doesn't matter if this dude's black, white, whoever you're playing with. In sports, you don't care. You're like, hey, we're together.
It's
All we want to
brotherhood,
do
a
is
brotherhood.
beat that team, and I don't care who's on my team. Let's just beat that team. And I've done this like in pickup basketball. Like my team, I play with this guy. I fucking hate this dude. All of a sudden, he's on my team. Like, okay, you're on my team now, man. We're beating that team. I don't care. You're on my team now. So him to say stuff like that, oh man,
That's a tough one. That
has
rough.
to be a tough locker room. Yeah, man.
Well, he's retired. I think it's probably stems from just a frustration that he's talking about the guys that are actually calling the games. And
Okay.
you would
Well,
expect
I
there
I
to
would,
be
I
more
would
that
be with
own
you on that.
teams.
However, once he said, "Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all black versus all white bowl?" That to me took a different tone. He's not just talking about the people that are announcing the game. He's literally trying to say that they don't belong on the same field with us. And the part that I found funny, because people have been roasting him since then, is he fumbled. He was the reason the Steelers lost the Super Bowl in 2010, if I remember right. He got hit by none other than Clay Matthews,
Oh,
one of the
man.
best people in his position at the time, arguably, right? And he fumbled the ball. And to hear him even talk about that, he actually says, I didn't fumble that ball. It is the equivalent of getting a strip sack. There's nothing I could have done about it. Like, no, you could have protected the ball. But here's my thing. My biggest problem with it is just like throwing race into something. As you said, Joe, it doesn't really belong there, in my opinion. Whether you're white, you're brown, you're black, you do good enough to make it to the NFL, you deserve the respect of all of your colleagues.
So,
And for him to come out and say that, I thought was just mad disrespect.
what's the podcast that they're ex NFL players, but they do it on a bus? It might be in Nashville.
Yeah, something about a bus on a pot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of
They
the name.
talked about this situation, and I saw a clip of it, and it was foul, dude. You should look it up. But they were like, I was like, ooh, this is the way they were talking, things they were saying. I was like, ooh, this is.
You know what's funny? I'll say this, and I'm not going to go as far as where you might think. So I started playing it out in my head. I was like, huh, if we did it all. I was like, there's actually a lot of good white position players.
Hold on. So this is what I'm saying. When they went to a place where I didn't like, I'm telling you right now, be careful.
We talking about secondaries?
No, I'm just.
See, what the fuck are you talking about?
Race.
So anyways,
he's talking about race.
Yeah, no. Okay, so anyways,
be careful, bro.
About what? Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about that. No. So okay, you might have.
We had some controversy with him before, right?
No, this
right,
isn't
Joe?
bad. This isn't
That's a
bad because it's
controversy
true.
with this guy.
When I thought about it, I was like, oh, there's no white secondaries in the NFL. Who's like?
But the funny
we have
part,
no one to put out there.
They're like, we got running back.
We got a running back.
Somebody did respond. Oh, who was it? Somebody did respond to that.
Only one.
We got
only one.
We got one.
But he's the best one.
Yes.
Jason, fucking
Seahorn.
no, the one that just retired. Watt.
Oh, Justin Watson.
No, Watt.
JJ Watt.
Oh,
JJ Watt that just retired.
Seahorn was the last white cornerback.
He responded to that tweet, and he said, well, I guess we'll be screwed in the secondary. He mentioned that.
He did? Okay,
Yeah.
No, they still got Dirty Dan.
So, Dirty Dan. I don't know where that brother's
Dirty
at.
Dan.
So I just want to say,
yes,
I
Dan
can't forget about
Sordy.
Dirty Dan.
I just want to say that the Pro Bowl
John Lynch
has been the worst sports
Allstott.
venue ever in history, and they need to
Terrible.
just stop.
They don't do
You
it no
can-
more.
They don't even do it no
They
more.
do
It's
flag football now.
dude.
Well,
They
they do
just did that this
That's
past
fun.
year.
Flag football is fun. It's not an actual game. Okay, cool. They're trying to be more fun, whatever.
It's more about the
That's fine.
competitions, like the different.
So
Yeah,
But
they
when
have
you
different
hear-
I
competitions
don't watch
and
those
stuff.
anyways.
when you hear former Pro Bowler, two-time Pro Bowler come to the Chiefs, you're like, oh man, well, that means he was pretty good that year. So you could still keep that title. You could still get that title as the pro. You went to the Pro Bowl. You played you took your family to Honolulu, wherever they're going to have it at now nowadays. So I still like that title because for me, having that title as a Pro Bowler,
Oh, absolutely.
it still gives
Yeah.
a lot of meaning to your resume.
It would
Yeah,
mean
absolutely.
more if it wasn't fan voting, though.
Ooh.
Is it all fan voting? 100%?
Maybe the starters, just like in baseball.
I think so. I think you're right.
If
I
they
think
had
you're
the sports writers or the coaches or whatever,
And coaches choose the reserves, right? Is that how it works?
I think so.
Yeah.
So then the whole race
Probably no
the
perfect
whole
way to
race
do
thing.
it.
What would be the point of that? So what if you would have done that and you had blacks against whites? What the fuck? What do you do
feel
after
like-
that?
I mean, is Donald Trump going to flip the coin?
I feel like
It's
you know
gonna
what.
be used, you know.
I feel like he probably just got done watching like Skip Bayless say something that he didn't like, right? And then he just started attacking everybody.
Good luck to all you gentlemen, the whites.
Well, I want to say this. We're going to have some overtime because we've talked a whole hour about football, and I have quite a few other topics I want to go over. But
All right, we done with football then?
well, no, we need
just one thing. I know it's not the same thing, but I think the MLS didn't they used to have Americans versus the world?
Yeah.
That
there was
fun.
there was a sport. What did that? Who did that?
Or was it basketball? No, or maybe hockey.
No, it was baseball.
Oh, and you didn't bring up Russell Wilson yet, in
Yeah,
case you
well-
wanted to talk about that.
NFL. This is the last NFL thing. Russell Wilson benched because he has like a $30 million injury incentive in his contract. If he doesn't pass his physical in March, he gets paid like $30 million. So if he tears his ACL this week, he's not going to pass his physical in March. After he played the Chiefs, they said, he was asked, did Denver come and try to restructure your contract? He's like, they wanted me to drop my injury incentive. And I guess the union got involved, blah, blah, blah. But now with like only 2 weeks left, they're like benching him.
Yeah, so in Russell Wilson's own words, he said, hey, they basically came to me and they said, either you're going to renegotiate your contract or you're going to sit on the bench.
Yes, that's what he said.
And Russell Wilson said, I'm sitting on the bench.
And but this was like after they played the Chiefs, so there was still 9 weeks left at that point.
And they were starting to look like they had the potential to finish.
Yeah, man.
Like, so I think they fucked. I don't think they should have did that. I think that was a terrible fucking mistake. It was foul as fuck. Yeah. It was heavily disrespectful to him because he actually started to play good. Like, honestly, he was actually playing good football. So I really don't understand it, but
it's all about money.
I would do the same thing.
So the
I would do the exact same thing.
On your fantasy football team,
Sean Payton, the head coach,
he does not like how Russell Wilson
doesn't
plays.
like him. So what he said was, the reason why we benched him is because we wanted to start setting him because we want a spark in our offense. But the second half, they beat the Chiefs and they were beating.
But they were already doing.
They
well
were doing
Russell
very
Wilson.
very well with Russell Wilson. He was starting to figure it out. Now, did they start out shitty? Fuck yeah, they did. It was like what 0-4, 1-5. Yeah, they started out sucky.
I hate to say it, but he started cooking a little bit. I hate saying that.
Russ was cooking?
He
was a little bit. He was cooking. He was simmering.
Cooking.
He was simmering.
He was cooking some Brussels sprouts. All right, you done with that?
Yeah, let's go to bowl games. College bowl games. Yes, Rock Chalk, man.
All right. Yeah, so Rock Chalk Boys just played their bowl game. What's it called? Some kind of insurance or something?
Was it Guaranteed Rate Bowl?
Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Yeah.
When I saw the field, I thought it said Quarantine Bowl. I was like, wow.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
Against the UNLV. And so they were pretty much both kind of even as far as their records go. And
yeah,
their
UNLV
team
was the champion in the WAC. Is that what they play in the WAC? Do they play in the WAC?
Western Auto Conference?
The Western Athletic Conference?
I don't know, man.
The way football is now, they might be playing in the Big East.
I mean, but do you think
wherever they play, they won the championship in their league?
Okay. Yeah, and we didn't, or at least KU did not. We didn't play in that that little conference game, whatever. So the free hole.
Yeah, man, he came to ball.
Goodness gracious, man, I love me some free holies.
Up and down, wasn't he a roller coaster, huh?
Goodness gracious. So what was the deal with all the penalties? We'll just get that over with real quick. How many penalties? We broke the record for not franchise.
So
collegiate.
I was talking to Danny about this before the show. Like they were like throwing personal foul penalties for almost anything.
Yeah, they were.
Like for like cussing or.
I was watching. I watched
know.
the entire game. I was like, I'm not sure.
But did you watch? You watched the K-State game, right?
Yeah, I watched the K-State game too.
They were fucking talking trash, right? I mean, like, and there was no flags going on in that game. But did you notice that they were talking trash to each other, like straight up, like man, like, it was like for real.
Yeah. So so UNLV came down, marching down. They scored first, and I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, a little worried.
I was like, ooh, that was easy.
But man, it was 4 touchdowns, free hole. We ended up scoring 6 touchdowns altogether.
6 touchdowns. He threw 3
6 touchdowns.
This is the roller coaster. 3, then 3 interceptions, and then 3 more touchdowns.
Yeah, but he still made his impression on KU football history.
Absolutely.
And man, it's
first.
It was an exciting game. The real deal, Neil.
Yeah, he's
the running back. He's coming back next year. We pretty much have all the players coming back next year. All right. Anybody moving on other than
I don't know what our receivers' years are, but man,
Grimm, is he coming back?
But you want to talk about throwing the ball up and them going getting it? They did.
Goodness
that,
gracious!
They went and got the ball, bro.
Shit! They were just heaving them up. Sometimes they were just wide open. I'm not sure what UNLV was. I don't know what kind of filming they were watching for the week.
And the penalties, man, they wouldn't replay them. We never got a second look at these.
It was so weird, right?
And for those like conspiracy theorists out there, I felt like at the end, once the game was out of hand, or never really got super out of hand, but in garbage time, I felt like the refs were trying to even it out. They were starting to call more penalties against you.
Oh,
it's time!
Overtime!
It's time for overtime!
What's happening?
It's like, what's going on?
Is
Is everyone okay? Is the show over?
Yeah, I'd like that for overtime right there.
It's overtime.
Oh, that was a good overtime lead-in, and then you fucked it up.
I know. I like the he's like,
It was, and then he fucked it up.
Yeah. Oh,
Good job, Waltz. Good job.
I like how Danny's like, what's going on? What happened?
What are you guys doing? Dan's like, is the podcast over?
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
So anyways, let me go over some numbers real quick. So ever since Leipold took over in 2020 during the epidemic, he took over Les Miles' team.
That was 0-9, right?
It was 0-9, right? And then 2021, we were 2-10.
But we competed in a lot of those games.
Yes, we competed in a lot of those games, and we beat. Is that the one we beat Texas in, or is that? Yeah, right. We beat Texas.
So.
That last minute throw to the fullback, and then we beat Texas. So we're like, holy schmoly, that looks really good. So 2-10, but we were contending. Then in 2022, 6-7. Like okay,
with a very fun bowl game. Like we threw some numbers out.
I remember we went to that game. We went to Tanner's and watched that game.
Yeah, and they were like, man, they were putting the numbers up. It was a fun game to watch.
It was a fun game to watch. So at least, but we were invited to a bowl game, and then in 2023, it was 9-4 with another bowl game that we actually won. So I am super excited. I am so happy that Mr. Leipold.
Man, I'm ready to get Leipold a lifetime contract like Bill Self.
Leipold time?
Yeah, that. Give him one of those.
Give him one of those Bill Self contracts.
Yeah, give him one of them Bill Self contracts.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Bill.
I'm glad that you ended up saying lifetime. I didn't know where you was going with that. I was like, I want to give him a where's he going with this?
A lifetime contract.
I'm in charge of basketball, and when Leipold, football, and
Do you think Bill Self says I'm in charge of basketball? I think Bill Self says I'm in charge of KU.
I mean, I do the whole thing, and
I'm in charge of KU, bro,
and even cheerleading. The Gerald Vick.
You ever notice how
just terrible?
Waltz has a good Bill Self impression, but they always go on too long.
Right, all of his impressions, all of them go on too long, man.
That's a little too long.
Me and Trav.
Okay.
So did you hear like Travis did when he's like, you have to do it from your chest. Don't do it from your chest, bro.
Bring it from your chest, man. Starts in the stomach. Bring it up.
You ever notice when when Patrick Mahomes talks that his veins start popping out here because it's all from his throat, though. Yeah, I'm here. Travis got a little upset. We were going to go ahead and try to get a little bit better. But I don't know. I got 2 kids.
So speaking of Bill Self, how are the Jayhawks doing this year?
We'll get to KU basketball in a second.
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're
on
on
bowl
impression.
games.
We're on
bowl
impressions.
games.
Oh, okay. We're talking about bowl games still.
Does Daniels have any more eligibility because he got hurt this year? Could he possibly?
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's playing next year.
He's playing next year.
Yes, because he could redshirt this year because he only played 4 games.
Perfect.
Damn. So he's going to be our quarterback next year. KU is looking fabulous for next year.
I like Bean, but Daniels, that's the man.
Man, dude. Yeah.
Bean's gone, right?
Bean's done. He's expired his eligibility. So then we had K-State. We're like, I'm not a K-State fan, but they won. Avery Johnson.
Purple.
You could see that he had some, you could see it in him. You could see the talent in Avery Johnson. And they won. Okay, whatever. Now Missouri.
I watched the game, but there's not many highlights that I want to talk about.
Yeah, they had a fake punt too. Whatever.
I saw
that. Missouri is playing Ohio State, and Missouri they're losing right now 3-0.
They both had fake punts, both teams.
Yeah,
they went for long yardage, not just to get a couple of yards.
Well, North Carolina State got a touchdown on theirs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now Missouri's playing. They're down 0-3. Looks like they're going to halftime 0-3. But they're playing Ohio State. If they beat Ohio State in a bowl game, that's going to be a huge boost in their recruiting and everything going forward for them. And I actually hate Missouri, but I'm going to be legit right now. I was like, they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good. So any other bowl games? And we have the playoff coming up. The 4 teams. I guess we'll.
I do want to mention that
by our next show, we'll be able to talk about the playoffs.
Oklahoma lost their bowl game their way out
to the incoming Big 12, Arizona,
and on their way out of Big 12.
Oh,
Bye,
nice.
Oklahoma.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia.
Fuckers. I don't get it. Why are the local teams of the Big 12 leave? Who the money? Nah,
I'm sure
Come on,
there's something
man.
going on. It's whatever.
I mean, it's
Back-end
all
stuff
about,
we're not
it's
seeing.
all
deals,
about
it's
money and
money.
power. Money
Yep.
and power. But I'd much rather have our conference be like have Nebraska back.
Yes, remember that? Those good old days with
And
Colorado,
Missouri back.
Missouri.
So like when we play Missouri now in basketball, it's not even fun. Also because we will whip your asses.
They're
Whoop your
horrible
ass
in
sometimes.
basketball.
Man, dude,
But it was the whole rivalry thing that
But even
border state
when they were in our conference, even if they sucked, it was still a good game.
Yes.
They fucking battled.
Yeah, they did. K-State, yeah. Well, K-State's not going anywhere, but that's my point.
Just like when K-State sucks at basketball, they still battle.
They
us.
still battled us. We always had issues playing in the Purple State, the Purple City over there, their own little hometown of Manhattan. We always struggled there, but we always came out. All right.
So MU, I will say this: they're looking for their first bowl victory since 2014.
Oh,
Great.
And KU won their first since 2008.
Yeah.
I don't know when. I think K-State's probably won pretty recently. They've been pretty good in football.
Yeah.
Okay.
You talking about the Mangino years?
For us, that's the last.
2008.
That's
Right?
the last time we won. Mangino,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, so I'm ready for a real
Mangino.
quick. So if everybody else, wait, you wanted to mention, you wanted to transition over to.
well, we didn't have to. I was just curious how the old Jayhawks were doing.
Oh,
I think we're like 11-1
basketball?
or 10-1.
Yeah,
or
we're gonna play
11-1.
tomorrow.
this is Wichita
We've only
State. Yeah,
we've only
Wichita-
lost once, right?
Yeah.
So they're
yeah.
still playing pretty good.
The Kohler's balling out big time.
What about? I wanted to ask you guys. You guys know I actually got some nice stats here, but I haven't been watching any of the games. But I decided to take a little bit of time, and I want to throw some stats out, and then I
thank
want
you
to
for
get your
that.
guys' opinion about it. Right.
Mhm.
So I was able to discover that Hunter Dickinson is actually shooting for a big man 50% from behind the 3-point line,
Yeah.
11 for 22. So
He could pop the three.
that's obviously big.
Yeah.
Field goal percentage overall is 60%. I see McCuller was definitely leading the way, but I wanted to ask you guys about a guy that doesn't hit the court as much, Michael Yankovic. What do you guys know about him?
Nothing.
He is shooting. That's a little bit a small sample size, but he is shooting 75% from the 3-point line. He's 3 for 4, 4 for 5 on the field altogether. And
He
so
doesn't get on the court much.
he don't get on the court much. Okay, but when he
Yeah.
does, I guess he's busted.
Well, because
Probably a defensive.
No, he probably in the last
liability.
minute of a blowout.
Okay,
I think his
that
dad-
would possibly make sense.
I think his father had a lot of good videos and puns of during the early '80s of
Oh my.
Yankovic.
And I was just gonna
Am I
say,
right there, Daniel.
Yeah, I think
Who
you're
A
is
lot
right.
of
El-
music.
Who is El Marco Jackson? Because I just wrote down here he needs to quit shooting the ball.
Well, no, he's
a
actually pretty good.
freshman. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very
He's-
athletic.
He's actually getting a lot better.
He's 6 for 24 from behind the line, and he's 20 of 57 from
right, but the
inside
last two
line.
games that he's been coming in, he's actually been giving us a lot of good minutes.
All right,
And
good stuff there.
what's the name? The one that or
KJ Adams.
no, I always draw a blank. Our boy, the guard, the point guard,
Harris.
Dewan.
Juwan Harris. Man, he's got the ugliest fucking shot. But
Man,
man,
he's going
his
in
3-point,
pretty good.
yes,
Yeah,
his
he's going
3-point
in
shot,
pretty
just like last year. Remember towards the second half,
He's hitting it.
he's gonna start. He's hitting
Because
it
they
again.
leave him wide open, of course.
And then we had the Aussie, the Australian that went back
Murphy?
home. Yeah,
Murphy?
he didn't play the last couple of games because he went back. Well,
Murphy.
actually, one game he went back home for family reasons, personal reasons, or something. But I'm thinking it's because of Christmas.
All right. So before we start the real quicks, I want to talk about one more subject: fantasy football. So here, the Astra boys, Ti and JPD are playing in the finals of 2 different leagues. And I'm actually playing for
we're
third
pretty
place.
awesome.
I'm playing for third place.
Hey, and we'll give a shout out to JPD. He's actually in 3 leagues this year, and he made all 3 finals. So he's going for the trifecta.
And then,
would you shut that shit down?
And so our man,
but he's gonna have to go through me to get there. So
our man, Danny Flores loves to bet the fantasy games. So, what is your bet of the week, fantasy wise, Danny? What are you trying to do?
Well, I am in one final this week, and then I'm in a couple leagues. Next week is going to be the final, and that doesn't make sense, right? Yes. Man, it's exciting. There's so many players right now that are on the fence, questionable. I'm going to be rolling with a lot of Detroit Lions. That's just what I drafted this year. Laporta, Goff, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. So that's my tip. If you can get some Lions on your squad, you're going to be golden.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs in both my leagues.
Gibbs.
Yep, he's been tough.
Montgomery.
Brees Hall's been balling. Puka. Shout out to Puka, my rookie of the year, by the way.
Oh, Puka.
It's either him or CJ Stroud for rookie of the year.
I thought it was such a mistake for the Lions to get rid of TJ Hawkinson when they did. He's still
I was kind of weird about it. I was like, what were they doing? But it worked out, right?
They had
they got him Laporta. And then Hawkinson went to Minnesota and got hurt.
Oh yeah, that's another one that's going to hurt a lot of teams in the finals.
Right before the finals.
All right.
Hey, Waltz, how are you doing in the finals?
Good.
Good. Well, you're playing somebody this week.
It was
always playing.
It was
for
playoff time. It was playoff time, and I woke up.
Is
Sunday
he playing
morning.
for 9th place now?
I woke up Sunday morning.
I know he was in contention at one time. I don't know what happened.
I was in the Cactus League. I woke up Sunday morning and I saw that Tyreek Hill and Chris Olave decided not to play.
Oh, that's awful.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
They're like, I don't know, man. We just don't feel like it. So I was like, okay, well, I lost. They're like, sorry about that. I was like, no, you guys got money and I don't. And they're like, well, yeah, we do. So yeah, that was my conversation with Tyreek Hill and Chris Olave.
Tony, if you win the final in our league, does that mean you only have one loss the whole year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, who beat you?
Team Trump actually beat me, and then I got my revenge match. And dude, I'll tell you what, that was
close.
That was a roller. I'm gonna tell you real quick.
Close,
that was a roller coaster of the match because going into the week, I was a 10-point favorite. After Thursday night, his first 2 players did great. So it's like great. His kicker, I think, got like 14 points. His Olave got him like 20 some points. So I was like, great, this is not looking good. Now he's a 10-point favorite. And then my guys come out and go off. Brees Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs. Now I'm like almost a 30-point favorite, right? But then I had 4 players. Shut up. I had 4 players that had about 14 points. No, 6 players had 22 points combined, right? How I made it out of it, I don't fucking know. But yes, I stopped watching that game, dude. I thought I had it in the bag. And then apparently I was 1 throw away from losing that fucking game.
Yeah, you won by like 1 point, right?
Like, dude, that was like, no, I won by like 2.5. But I mean, shit, 1 20-yard pass. They was down in the red zone. Like,
right.
Dude, and the other thing I look at that saved me was the interceptions that Brock Purdy threw. Because had he not thrown those 4 interceptions, he threw
4?
He threw 4 interceptions that game.
Oh man.
They're probably gonna get those points.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that was his worst game.
So that saved me, right? His first one that was intercepted was a touchdown pass to Deebo Samuel. And fucking Raven guy crossed right in front of him. Like that saved me right there. So shout out to the Ravens. They saved me and I didn't even have to start them.
I know I keep saying this, but before real quicks.
Oh yeah.
Because I did have this as a real quick, but we have Danny Flores from Tampa in-house. So I want to ask him this personally.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Wonder Franco was summoned by the Dominican Republic and he did not show up. What is the word in Tampa about what's going on with that situation?
You know, I think everybody's kind of distanced themselves from Wonder Franco at first. They were probably the way Kansas Cityans think of Bobby Witt Jr. Wow, you know what a talent, a generational talent at shortstop.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, no, I mean it's hard to root for a guy like that. I mean that's pretty bad.
So is he? Do you know? Is he still living in Tampa? Because obviously he's not living in the DR because they want him to come to court, and he said no.
Oh, I don't know.
No, that's what. No, yeah, they summoned him to court, and he did not respond to them.
Gosh, yeah, lots of people.
I wonder if they'll try to
Gosh.
expedite him from the United States.
I don't know. I mean, they said there's no there's no charges filed, but they wanted to question him.
Oh, we want to interview you.
Yes,
Like,
and he was like,
So then you got a question:
nah,
was
bro,
once
nah.
spring training starts rolling around,
That's
what
gonna
is
be the
Tampa-
next question.
What's Tampa Bay going to do with him
Yeah.
then? If he's not going to DR, and DR is like, well, we don't have.
The overtime is over.
Double overtime.
double overtime.
Double overtime.
Well, we don't have extradition rights, whatever. So I mean, he needs to come, But and that's what she said. So he, so for him to be able to start practicing and shit, does he just all ignore it? And then I think MLB is gonna be like, no, fuck that, bro. We don't tolerate.
Well,
that
he's
shit.
suspended right now, right? Is that is he?
I
So
think
he's gonna
that's the
probably be suspended indefinitely.
I think he's suspended indefinitely right now.
I bet you it depends on the level of outrage that's out there.
No, no.
That's what it's gonna. That's what
You
it's
are
coming down
100% right, dude.
to. It'll be about the level of outrage.
What does the media put on this?
Yep.
What does the media?
If the
put on
media is not
this?
paying attention to it, man, they'll probably just slowly sneak
Because
them back in there.
on a side note, Josh Giddey from the Oklahoma Thunder, kind of the same situation. No one's saying shit now.
Yep.
Not
So,
yet.
Be
not
interesting.
yet.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's happened in baseball before. I think the guy's name was Luis Polonia, and he had some similar things go down. And he missed a year, and he was right back with the Yankees. So,
Yeah.
but that was like 30 years ago. I don't
Right.
think.
But I also
times
think if you're a
change.
talented player, unfortunately, man, they
I would like to point out.
they will
Look
find
at,
ways to look past it.
Look at
Accept
Danny
this.
Flores's shirt. Isn't that amazing that he wore that on the show? Love it, buddy. Love
I
it.
made that.
You
Yeah.
made it? You made it
No,
at home?
No.
And yours has nothing to do with sports at all,
Hey,
other
wearing-
than sponsorship.
Hey, I'm wearing the black and silver. Hey, maybe I lost a bet. Who knows?
Will you pass me a Pepsi once?
He wants a Miller Lite down there.
Huh?
Pepsi.
You serious, Clark?
No. I'm joking.
No, but you go. Yep. No, give him one. Give him one.
Well, fuck, man.
No, I'm good. I've got a beer.
Well, fuck's sake.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We can edit that out.
Okay.
Now,
Three,
are we ready for
two-
the real quicks?
3,
don't
2,
need to.
1. Yeah, we're ready. Ready for real quick? Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
we can
something
do.
else?
No. Let's do. real
Anything
quick.
else?
I'm
Anything
ready.
else?
We've already been
Anything
over
else?
1 hour and 20 minutes.
So how does real quicks work? You guys are just gonna
Just
throw
spit something out real quick.
You didn't get your real quicks?
You'll get the idea once we say the first
Yeah.
couple.
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It is called the Real Quicks. I'll go first. Hey, did you guys know that Backstreet Boy Kevin will be the honorary drummer of the Chiefs game coming up this weekend? Yay!
What? Hold on.
What?
He's gonna hit the drum.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the drum.
Hold on.
Who is it? Backstreet Boy?
Yeah.
Backstreet Boy.
Hit that shit. I got one for you.
His name is Kevin.
Fuck that, dude.
All right, Tia, I got the next
no,
one.
I don't like that at all.
That was the worst real quick ever.
No, I liked it real quick, but
It
like I
wasn't
don't.
your
I don't.
fault. It wasn't
Yeah,
your
no.
fault.
Why?
It wasn't Waltz's fault.
No.
I don't know,
Okay,
but
well, I got,
he's
hit the
not from
button.
here, and
hit that button again. man. Hit
he's
that
not from
button.
here. I don't think.
I don't like that at all.
I
He's
know.
not.
It like.
I thought they were
stuck in my
from
craw.
Florida. I thought they were from Florida. I have no idea why
I'm
he's
still
the
irritated. by it.
honorary
No, I don't like it.
drummer.
Mm-mm.
I didn't do it, man. I just saw it on fucking Twitter. He's gonna be here. He's gonna be the honorary Bing Bang Bang.
I was just as disappointed when I found out that Travis Kelce was hanging out with Machine Gun Kelly at one point.
Well, they're both from Cleveland.
Yeah, but still.
That was
Anyways,
so
I don't. That was
amazing.
like left field. Oh, I can go on, but we
All right,
won't.
who's next?
I got one. Real quick, Bronny James, son of LeBron James, returns to the basketball court. Has played like 3 games so far. After his cardiac arrest in like September, August,
Mm-hmm.
but he's back on the court.
Man, I didn't know. I actually thought he had came back a long time ago. I didn't know it was just
Mm.
recent.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
played, he's played like
Welcome
3
back.
games. Yeah.
Tia, you got one?
Yes. Real quick, the Detroit Pistons fall to the Celtics in an NBA record 28th consecutive
mine.
loss this year.
So
They will be going
hold
for
on.
number 29.
Oh, are you the criminals from
Hold
Turtle
on.
Rick?
Hold on. So that was one of my real quicks, but I'll break it down right now. Like, real quick, the Pistons have lost 27 straight games in 1 year. So the 28 games that you're talking about was in 2 separate seasons combined for
Oh.
28 games.
Oh shit, they're 0-27 right now.
No, they're like 2 and 29. but they're on a 28 game losing streak.
So you got to wonder who they beat. How embarrassing is that?
Right. So so if they lose the next game, that'd be the longest losing streak ever, even if you have multiple seasons.
I think they play the Pelicans tonight or the Raptors. One of the
But
two.
the Boston game, they thought they lost in overtime.
Oh, no shit. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was painful.
Real quick, head coach Denver, Sean Payton. So he did his little media thing after a game, and he thanked all the media for wishing him a happy birthday after he walked off. They never wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah. Fuck Sean Payton.
Fucking loser. You got to tell people that's your birthday?
Real quick, the Dodgers signed another Japanese player, a pitcher.
I know, I saw
I have no idea how to say his name. Danny?
Yamamoto.
Yakabusa.
Yeah, that's it. That's him.
Yamamoto.
12 years, $325 million. So in those two Japanese players, that's $1 billion.
We could have done that.
Real quick. That's a lot of money. That's all. I'm out.
Danny, do you have it real quick?
Man, I was hoping that we would be talking about Royals free agents. I'm happy with Waka. Hunter Renfroe, I don't think we're going to get much out of a Waka.
And who's the other guy? Not Waka.
Stratton.
Another pitcher.
Lugo.
Seth Lugo, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But these guys are mid-30s guys.
Yeah,
but
yes, that's what we do, though. Real quick. Kansas City Royals pitching is looking up. And we got Will Smith as a closer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Will Smith.
Man,
He's going to be our closer, too.
He's back.
Yeah.
Not to be mistaken with the actor Will Smith.
I have one more. Real quick. Terrence Shannon Jr., college basketball player from Illinois, averaging 21 points a game, projected as a first-round NBA draft pick, is charged with a rape.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, real quick. I saw Vinny Testaverde at a shopping mall in Tampa a couple weeks back.
Okay.
That's a real
Jalen Wilson, a very own KU alum. He had his first double-double with the Nets and his career high of 21 points and 10 rebounds. Yeah. All right. Well, good for you, bro. Okay, so are we ready? Are we done?
Any more real quicks? Danny, anything else to say? You want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Man, I will say the city of Tampa's pretty jazzed up. Most of the people that live there, they're kind of transient, so you usually don't get behind the Buccaneers as much as they have this year. I think it would be more satisfying for them to do it with Baker Mayfield than with a rental Tom Brady.
Gotcha. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, so there you had it, ladies and gentlemen. That was another episode of the Astra Boys Sports Podcast straight out from Kansas. And we wish you a Feliz Navidad and a Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo for all you folks out there. We see you suckers later. Suckers!
These guys are crazy, man.